वही कातिल, वही मुखबिर, वही मुंसिफ तहरी. They are the murderers, they are the prosecutors, they are the judges too. Maulana Hazrat Mahani goes on to ask, whom then will my kin prosecute for my murder? It is on the epigraph of A.J. Noorani's book, Destruction of the Babri Masjid and National Dishonor. See, the couplet somehow tells the othering that Muslims have felt in the decades they chose to remain in India. Illegal demolition of Babri Mosque happened on 6 December 1992. The mosque was razed on by thousands of Hindutva volunteers known as Karsevaks. Despite a prolonged campaign and a clear communication about the intention of the mob, all state apparatus, including the courts, failed to stop them.
वहां पर पहुंच करके कार सेवा करेंगे और मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, उसको कौन रोकेगा?
The demolition was live telecasted. We can still see Karsevak on the top of the dome smashing everything. And you can also see police watching the mosque turned into rebels like a bystander.
There can be no doubt that the community most directly affected by the demolition of the Babri Masjid is India's 120 million Muslims. And if we are to continue as a secular and united nation, we must strive to understand their feelings.
I was born 3 years after the demolition. But still, Babri lingered into my upbringing as a sense of defeat, accompanied by versions of Wohi Qatil, Wohi Mukbir. Babri is in the beginning. Muslim reality in India has been filled with hostilities and marginalization. The idea of Islamophobia is somehow embedded in every instrument of the state. But on the day Babri was demolished, a threshold was broken, a sense of security was breached. This became true on November 9, 2019, when the Supreme Court of India delivered the verdict in the Babri Masjid dispute. I was a journalism student at Jamia Millia Islamia at the time. The night before the verdict, panic broke out about the consequences of the outcome. See, that night, Muslims feared the repercussions of a favorable verdict rather than losing the case. All of the state apparatus was breathing down every Muslim's neck.
Let's bring you some breaking news coming out of New Delhi. India's top court has given its verdict on the disputed
the Supreme Court of India declared that there was no proof that the mosque was built on a temple. Nevertheless, the site was awarded to the Hindu side to construct a new temple.
Of land for a mosque at an alternative site. The court says the right of temple construction on the disputed property is subject to the maintenance of peace and law and order and tranquility.
Classes were suspended at Jamia, and riot police was stationed outside the campus, all under the anticipation that I, or the Muslim community, will do something in response to the humiliating settlement India's court has announced. For 3 decades, the rationale of Muslims avenging Babri has fueled state paranoia. Every December 6, Muslims face heightened surveillance. Hundreds of Muslim youth have been punished for this imagined crime. But none of the people have ever been accountable for the demolition of Babri. And among the leaders of people who demolished Babri is Narendra Modi, who is now the Prime Minister of India. Modi has been also accused of complicity in Gujarat pogrom of 2002. Since his rule began in 2014, he has systematically suffocated Muslims of India with his forces and followers. But all of this will change a month later. In December 2019, just a month after the verdict, protests erupted against the Citizenship Amendment Act. What started as a resistance to the law became the largest Muslim uprising in independent India. Hazrat Mohani, who penned Wohi Qatil, Wohi Mukbir, also gave us another timeless line, Inqilab Zindabad, long live the revolution. I'm Shaheen Abdullah, and you're listening to Kaki Land, stories of policing Muslims in India. In the coming episode, we'll go back in time to look at how police cracked down on anti-CA protest, how fear was weaponized to silent dissent, how people risked everything to take to the streets, knowing the cost would be their freedom, even their lives. To stay updated on the release of new episode, follow Maktoob on social media. You can listen to Kakiland wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.